You've probably seen the headlines. Detroit's long ailing economy is revving up a bit, and that's translating some good growth in the apartment sector. Welcome to Apartment Market Dynamics from MPF Research. I'm Jay Parsons with your Motor City update. The most recent economic data from Detroit is almost hard to believe. After 10 straight years of annual job losses, Detroit has posted consistent growth since the middle of 2010, roughly 75,000 jobs added on net over the past 2 years. These are the best numbers we've seen since the year 2000, and what's all the more remarkable is this hasn't come by a remake of the economy like we've seen in Pittsburgh, but it's come through a jumpstart in the manufacturing sector. Roughly 30,000 manufacturing jobs added on net over the past 2 years. Now, of course, the buzzkill here is that even with these gains, they hardly put a dent in all the losses over the past 10 years. So let's throw in a not-so-pretty chart here. This shows you total employment levels in Detroit since 2000, and you can see that the best spin you could get out of this is that at least it's now moving in the right direction. And that momentum is carrying over to the apartment sector. Let's start with rent growth. We mentioned that employment growth is at its highest point in more than a decade, and the same thing is true for year-over-year rent growth. 5.4% hike in the year ending first quarter 2012. That tops the national average of 4.6%, and it was the 17th best performance among the MPF 100. And in the Midwest, only Grand Rapids and Chicago did better. In Detroit, rent growth was especially large in the middle tier of the market, the 1980 segment in particular, annual rent growth of 7.5%. And for rents to go up this consistently, occupancy has to be in pretty good shape, and that is the case here. Occupancy came in at 95.6%, up 30 basis points for the quarter and 140 basis points annually. Year-over-year occupancy growth has been 100 basis points or better now for 9 straight quarters. And rates are pretty healthy across the board, with the 2,000-plus segment leading the way, 97.7% occupied. But one thing to point out is that our sample survey here is heavy on institutional investment-grade properties, so it does not include a lot of lower-tier properties in Detroit proper that probably have much higher vacancy rates. Now, a couple submarkets to highlight for you, and we're going to head to the burbs. In Novi, Livingston County, rents up 8.3% year-over-year. Occupancy at 96.8%, up 270 basis points annually. But the real highlight for the Detroit area, as usual, is Ann Arbor, home of the University of Michigan, and by extension, an area that has avoided most of the economic troubles that's plagued the rest of Michigan over the past decade. Occupancy there, 98.4%, up 90 basis points annually, and year-over-year rent growth of 8.9%. So the big question is, can Detroit maintain this momentum going forward? And the answer is probably not, especially on the pricing side. But even if Detroit maintains at least mild job growth, we should see occupancy rates remain pretty tight and for rents to climb at least moderately. And that wraps us up for Detroit. So until next time, for Apartment Market Dynamics and MPF Research, I'm Jay Parsons. Thank you for watching.
Want more? Go deeper with NPF Research's apartment market reports. From a national level, down to individual metros, to specific neighborhoods, NPF Research has been providing unparalleled apartment market intelligence to the multifamily industry for almost 5 decades. Learn more by contacting us at 877-284-4938 or visit www.npfresearch.com and click on Market Reports.